We apologize in advance, but it's another day in technical difficulty paradise.
Sorry. Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
How's it going?
For anyone that's watching me on video, not well, clearly. I mean, my hair's a mess and all my lashes are gone. So that's a surefire sign that something's like amiss.
I mean, I feel like this is your time. This is your therapy. Do you need to talk anything out?
It's nothing that like crazy, but like, have you had eyelash extensions before?
No.
Okay, it's just this like, obviously like since you haven't had it, like you would believe me when I say like it feels weird when you have them on your eyes. I've literally had them since like 2016. So it's not a new...
Just like everyone knows, like I don't think I've ever seen Alex with natural lashes. Maybe once.
Yeah, when like I was like between or something.
It was like the beginning of the pandemic. You couldn't get them done.
Yes, exactly.
That's
what it would have been. So my lash girl, she just up and decided I'm moving to Miami, and I was like,
Welcome
the power to you, girl. And while I was with her, one time I had to go to a different girl because she couldn't fit me in, and I had to go on a work trip. And I went to that girl and like I love the way she did lashes, and she was cheaper, so I was like, damn, I wish I could go to her, but like they literally worked in the same studio, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So when she's like, I'm moving to Miami, I was like, hell yeah, I can go back to this girl who's better and cheaper. And I've been singing this girl's praises. I'm like little fucking Snow White, like so I went, and like my fault. I decided I want to get like the most like mega lashes. I was like, I just want thickness.
Okay.
I want the big ones. And she obliges. And I said I wanted wispy, which when you're getting your lashes done, there's cat eye, which would go like small to large. Okay. And then doll eye is where you go like small, like the longest point is in the middle of your eye, which suits my eye a lot better than cat eye. But then wispy means you go like small, medium, large to like get like dimension.
Interesting.
So many things.
So many.
I made the mistake of saying I wanted wispy instead of doll eye, which sounds really stupid and trivial, but it fucked shit up. Okay. So, like I got home and I immediately like was like one corner of my eye was like long, and then it was like super short. Like you could see the difference.
Do you have a photo?
I do actually.
That's crazy. I mean, I know what it feels like to have like fake eyelashes on, just like the strip glue or the magnetic ones, and I already hate those for the night. I couldn't imagine.
Oh, maybe I deleted the picture because it was a weird picture. That's not the end of the story though.
Sorry. Okay, go forth.
I'll see if I can find it. I think I have it in my DM somewhere.
Okay.
So I message her like as soon as I get home, because even like the boys, like Steve and his brother Jeff, they're like, like you need to get that fixed. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay. Because I thought maybe I could fix it. So anyways, I did kind of fix it by like cutting them a little bit, and I was like, this looks fine. It's fine. And I was like, maybe I don't need to go. And I was like, no, I should go. I'm going to regret not going. So I go, and I'm like, this eye, completely fine. Don't touch my right eye.
Right.
Just this eye. She touches this eye. And like she didn't fuck it up. She just like, she's like, oh, I needed to add more to like match the thickness. And I was like, okay, but now there is so much on my eye. It was like touching me everywhere, and like I have like arguably sensitive eyes, so I shouldn't be getting this shit all the time. And it was just poking me. My eyes were watering the whole time, so I literally just got so irritated I started like picking at them. And I made it work, like because I went to a birthday party on Saturday night where I was like, I need to at least survive this. But
so they had I saw those photos. You look great. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I had to wear Vaseline on like the corner of my, because it wouldn't stop watering because it was so irritated.
Oh my gosh.
And so in the picture you can't see because it's small, but then literally on Sunday I was just like so fucking fed up. I literally went into my bathroom right here, and I was like, Steven, it's happening. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm doing it. And then he just didn't ask a follow-up question. Smart. And then I literally walk out with just no lashes on. I just picked them all off, which is like, you're not supposed to do that, because it took a lot of my real lashes with it. But I was like, I can't fucking do it anymore. And like, I didn't want to go back to her and be like, just take them off. So I plucked them all off.
Well, that's crazy, because like those are expensive too, right?
It wasn't cheap. No, I'm really mad at myself.
Like triple.
But I told myself, when I was like about to start doing it, I was like, I'm gonna do this, but I cannot get them redone for like a month.
Okay, smart. I know like before we turned on the podcast, you didn't really tell me anything, but you're like, I ripped all my eyelashes off. You did not. I want to confirm that's what mine look like with no mascara on. Because you've had so much all the time. That's what they look like.
Maybe. I never considered myself to have super thick lashes. Like it was always a pain in the ass to put mascara on, which is why I liked having the extensions, but I just have really blonde lashes. Are yours pretty light?
Not really, no. They're pretty much like my hair color, honestly. Like they're more brown.
That's awesome. Yeah, mine are like, that's why like I can't see them. Because think about it. I look in a mirror with no glasses on. I'm already kind of blind. So like, and I'm like, I have none. And you're like, they're there. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't see that close.
Very true. That's one thing I actually don't mind about myself is like my eyelashes. I feel like with mascara on.
No, you have good eyelashes. You have patience. Long. It's just, I'm such a like OCD person that when I do mascara, which I haven't done in years, so I don't know how to do it anymore, but like it would take me like 20 to 30 minutes just to do my mascara to the like thickness and length that I wanted it. I was late for work all the time at BBTV.
Was that the
That's
reason?
why I was not the only one. It shifted. It shifted.
I've only known you with fake eyelashes and you're always late.
Moving on. Anyways,
no
that's
surprise,
why I look
technical
disheveled.
difficulties, but
as always.
No, you don't look disheveled.
I feel disheveled.
From an outside in. I feel disheveled too. Like, I cannot believe it's not the weekend.
You're wearing a cute headband. You're fine.
Thank you so much. Forever 21. You're my bitch.
Oh my God, Forever 21? Do you know it still exists?
So, yes, it left, and then it came back like 6 months later being like JK, and it reopened to the same spot at Metrotown.
Metrotown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
where did you think?
I was in Guildford and I saw it.
Where's Guildford? Oh, that's Surrey. Oh, yeah.
Because I was there because I had to go to Aritzia I think I said this last week. I'm not going to talk about it again. Yeah. But it was one there, and like I managed to find a top for a very specific reason. Like I needed to get a top for like a 70s inspired birthday party. Go in there. Velvet crop top with like rhinestones, and I was like, yes, this fits the bill.
That was a theme that you went to? It was 70s? I just thought it was like you guys all over.
It was really only a theme that Carmen and I decided upon. Cute. She got an outfit and I was like, oh, very 70s. Okay, that's the vibe. Got it. Okay.
I love it. I'm going to Forever 21 this weekend to hopefully get some like cheap shorts and like beachwear. But it's like really hard. It's like February. I can't find anything.
No, they always have some kind of summer section.
I know. I'm hoping
it will be there, because I remember like December time having to, because I was a visual merchandiser there.
Oh, right.
I remember like middle of December, they're like, yep, this is our summer corner, and I was like, what? I'm like, no one wants to fucking buy this.
Snowbirds. But while we're disheveled, our province is getting back on track.
That is so exciting.
So today we got some announcements. The mask mandate and the vaccine passport are still in place, but like restrictions are lifted otherwise. You can go to bars, clubs with your
Honestly,
mask
just
on.
the dancing alone is like all I need.
All I need is like a Jaeger bomb and a good dance.
Jaeger bomb.
The Blarney Stone. That could be one of my
Donalds.
Yeah, or like Lamplighter, one of my first stops. I will not be going to a club. That never happened pre-pandemic. It will not happen post.
Honestly, I love clubs, but I know that they're just kind of a thing of the past. Like they're not the vibe anymore. Like people want the hipster bar vibe.
That's me.
But what I do miss is like the opportunity to dress up a little bit more, because you can't dress the same way to go to a bar that you could to go to a club.
True.
But I did have those moments, so I'll just
keep them in the memory bank. Keep them in your memory bank. I am not, like, I hated going to a club because I'm 5'11" and I have very flat feet. So heels are just not it. And rolling up to a club with like a tight dress and flats is just not the move. And that was my only move.
It's very true.
And me and my friends were actually talking about this the other day. Are flats like not a thing anymore? Like I don't think I've seen anywhere since sneakers have come back. I don't think I've seen any girls wear flats.
The way that fashion styles are now is like you can wear like a full fucking like you can wear trousers and sneakers, like that's just the look now. Whereas like I feel like in the early 2000s it was very dressy. Like here's your pencil skirt, your little blouse, like with the Peter Pan collar and like the circular ones.
Oh, I've always wanted one.
Yeah, and like flats or heels or something. So that was just like. And like sneakers back then were like, like athleisure was like you were lazy, like sort of thing. And now
I love sneakers, but the one thing I will never miss about flats, the smell.
Oh, they stink.
I think only females understand when we're like flat smell.
Yeah, because you can't wear socks with them.
It's rough. Like
I would literally, whenever I would find a pair, because I like the ballet flats, the ones that would like elastic down. If I would find a pair that worked for my feet, I'd buy 2 pairs.
No, really smart. But this was a huge conversation of me and my friends like the other week. We're like, remember when we went to parties, we'd like really try to keep our shoes on because we're like, we don't want to pile up our flats. Oh my God. I just
have your feet out and stanky.
Yeah, like PTSD. I'm happy those are gone. But anyway, I don't know how we sidetracked, but the restrictions are being lifted, which is really exciting.
And we can finally somewhat travel easier because you don't need PCR to get back into Canada. Just antigen.
They totally effed us with all the headlines today because all the headlines were like, no more PCR tested to come back into Canada. So I took that as like, we don't need a test to come back, but then you have to do an antigen test, which is the exact same thing process-wise.
Yes and no, because you can't do a PCR test on your own, but you can do antigen.
No, you can't. You have to get someone to do it because you need the results to put on your Arrive can.
Yeah, I know, but there are ones like the ones that I got through Aeroplan.
Oh.
Those ones you do it on a phone call with someone.
That's what I'm getting. Oh, I thought that was a PCR test.
Nope, they have both.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy that as well.
Yeah, I think it's like the cheaper because you're Aeroplan members.
Except for I lost all my points because they expired, which was really sad.
Oh.
They're like, you have not used this in 5 years. I was like, you're right. I have not.
That sucks.
But anywho.
Okay, so I had a fun thing for us to talk about before. As you know, I like my fun facts when I come across on Tinder stuff.
I love fun facts.
Tinder stuff, TikTok stuff, but it's about Tinder.
Ooh.
And this is from, do you ever come across Under the News Desk?
No.
Okay.
That's a TikTok account?
Yeah. It's just like a person who is under their desk and like talks about like the latest news of the day. Oh. So allegedly.
Wait, is she underneath her desk?
They are underneath their desk.
There. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think.
Okay.
I always get confused. Okay, so allegedly Tinder, like you know how you can pay for like Tinder Plus or whatever.
Right.
So allegedly, so it's normally $5 a month, but allegedly that they're secretly charging 6.5% more to men than women, and then they're also like for men aged over 45, they're paying as much as like $25 a month for it.
Yes, finally.
So like the whole thing was like, wow, men are being discriminated against.
Oh my God, really? Is that the narrative?
Oh no, but she was making a joke of it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not being serious.
Okay,
whatsoever.
That's interesting. I have always thought about this like premium account. I'm like, do I do it? I've never done it. I never will, I don't think, because it is like intriguing to see who has liked you before. So you can kind of make judgments like, do I swipe?
I don't even know what the features are of Plus.
I don't know the whole features, but I know like the main one is, so on Tinder, you need to match exclusively to see if someone liked you. So like if you like someone, you will not match until they like you. Mm-hmm. But with like the Plus, you can, when you're scrolling, it'll be like Mike likes you. So you already know if you swipe right, it'll be a match because he's liked you.
Oh, like if he's already liked you. Got it.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Hinge. You can already see that.
On Hinge, you can see it for free?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But you only get like a certain amount of like swipes a day on Hinge. It's like quite limiting.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Oh, also like every platform the other day, I reached my swipe max for Bumble of like how many times you can swipe right in one day because I was like just like boom, boom, boom.
They put maximum?
Yeah, because you have to buy. New? You have to buy the premium. Yes, it's since the premium came in, they've like limited the amount of like rights you can swipe.
Just rights, but you can. Wait, is that yeses?
Yeah, sorry, yeses.
Oh, but you can sue as many no's as you want. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, but that's funny.
We'll only give you 10 chances a day to find your soulmate.
Yeah. I need way more. It's not working out.
I can't comment. I've never used them.
And you never will, which you're really lucky.
Don't count me out.
I'm going to count you out. Steve, I'm counting you guys out.
But maybe I could use Bumble Friend.
Yeah, you could use a couple friends.
I don't need friends, I got good friends.
Just kidding. You have enough friends. Alex is going through something this week. We need to help her out, guys. If you want to be her friend, hit her up on Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
She'll ignore you and never hang out. But I'm really excited for today's topic. Oh wait, do you have anything else you wanted to cover before we jump in?
Oh, quick Abercrombie update.
Oh.
I got 3 more pairs of jeans in the mail today.
All of them fit?
All of them fit.
Woo! Are we keeping all 3?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I know. The only one more negative thing I'll say about Abercrombie. Okay. I love their jeans. They fit amazing. They don't stretch out. Love them. Mm-hmm. Like 90% of them have like are distressed and have holes in them, and I'm just like,
I know.
I could go for a pair here and there, but like I'm also 29 years old. Like I would like a clean pair of jeans, please.
I agree. Well, like these are cute, but I had the thought too. I have so many ripped jeans because I can't find a pair of just like normal jeans.
Well, because any of the pairs that they do have that are clean are like completely sold out because that's what everyone wants. So I'm like, read the room. Like you've done a good job of figuring out the fit. Now just get rid of it. It's actually it would be cheaper for you to have to eliminate that process of distressing it. So margins, baby.
This is stupid question, but how do they, like, is it an automatic thing that they're ripping these things? Like there's a machine?
I've actually seen videos on TikTok. It's like a laser thing. It like burns it.
Oh, okay. I would like to see this because I've always thought that like it always looks relatively the same, every piece of jean. Mm-hmm. So obviously it had to be automatic, but then I'm like, how do they do that? I guess obviously like they program it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, cool.
On to today's topic.
There's no secret. If you listen to our podcast, you know we are obsessed with TV, specifically reality TV.
Specifically trash reality TV.
But there are even some like shows that are too trashy for us. Now, some we'll be talking that are too trashy that I don't like, but some of them are like so trashy that we secretly love, but they're like the premise or it's just like a known hated show, but we like it.
Yeah, a lot of the ones that I did, like, hold on, let me see, like one is like very recent, like it's only 3 episodes in, and the other ones are from like late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay,
like,
I love that. There's 2 on my list that I have not watched.
You just know the concept.
I know the concept and I know of it, and for the purpose of this episode, you guys, I did my research. I tried to watch the episode, did not make it in more than 5 minutes for 2 of these shows.
Because it was that bad.
It was that bad, and that's saying something because I'll watch anything.
Start with one of those bad boys.
Okay, I'll start with one of those bad boys. Joe Millionaire. Which I think we all know because it's actually from like the 90s or no, early 2000s. 2003?
I'm really trying to think. I think it was like the early to mid 2000s is when, because like Survivor was like the first reality show, I'm pretty sure. So I think it is like early to mid 2000s.
Okay, cool. So anyway, that premise of that show is like, it's first launched in 2003.
There you go.
There was only one guy pretending to be worth $10 million. It was like the whole purpose of the show was like deceit rather than love. Mm-hmm. And it was just like really awful and like really manipulative, and it got canceled for right reasons. But we're in 2022 and they like to do reboots, so they've rebooted this thing, but now the focus is on love. So there's 2 guys. One guy's not worth 10 million and one is worth, and they like the girls. So I tried to watch this show. It's like so bad in my opinion. There's only a couple episodes out, I think like 6 episodes. Like I said, I only got through like the first 10 minutes maybe, but yeah, so they relaunched this to focus on love and not deceit. There is like the butler. There was a butler in the first series too, like instead of a host, it's like a British butler to make it like seem like it's super rich and whatever. The guys are actually super nice and they're cute and they are funny, but the girls on there, I don't know, it's like I feel like they're all actors and it's like really bad. So they like think they're only going on the show for one person, and they show up and then there's 2, and then it's announced that it's like one's rich, one's poor, but like we don't care. It's just you're gonna find love, and the premise is like this rich guy, you know, every girl he's been with is because of his money, and now he just wants to like clean slate. Like they fall in love with him for who he is rather than his money, so that's why they're keeping it secret. They're really trying to make it about love and not deceit, but it's like total deceit.
So I mean, with Joe Millionaire, I think at least they've updated it. Like the other one was like, you're gonna be rich, baby, psych.
Exactly.
Now at least it's like, you may or may not, the choice is yours.
Totally. I know. And it's very hard for me not to watch a show about love, like a competition, because I love them all. But this one, I just will not be subscribing. Like, I'm sorry. No
As
thanks.
you shouldn't, because we have better things to do with our days, don't we?
Hells yeah.
Okay, well, let's just stick with the old school ones. Mine are relatively short as well. Okay, this is actually a show that I watched when it was live. I don't have a date, but I'm pretty sure it was like the mid 2000s. But it was like the height of American Idol. Like everyone's like,
that's coming back, baby, in 2 weeks.
Can they not just like fucking die?
Never.
Sorry.
It's the best show ever. It makes me so happy.
Okay.
Truly.
Anyway, so the show was called Superstar USA. You've never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I feel like for a lot of people, their favorite part of American Idol was watching like the auditions and like seeing the bad people. So what this show decided to do was to only put through people who were bad singers to the next
pretend
round.
That they're good, or like tell them that they're good.
Tell them that they're good. Yeah.
Mean.
So good singers were mocked and rejected, and bad singers were given praise and passed on to the next round. The prize that they were going for was $50,000 to the main winner, with also a $50,000 recording contract.
That is cruel.
Yeah, the runner-ups get like $10,000 and $5,000, and like I think when it made it to like the final three, because like Cody Code did like a whole breakdown on this show as well. But like they were like hooking them up with like real estate agents, taking them to these like multi-million-dollar houses, being like, this could be yours if you win. Like really just milking everything out of these people.
Funny.
But the funniest part about this show to me is like the producers were like the audience, because they perform in front of a live audience. So they're like, we don't think like if we tell people, hey, like you just need to keep your composure, like they didn't think people would be able to do it. So they told them that the people who were performing were terminally ill, and that they were getting their wishes fulfilled so that they wouldn't laugh at them.
That's sick.
It's fucked
That's
up.
sick. Oh my God.
But what's really funny is, so like the finale happens, and then they tell the winner, they're like, actually,
you're the worst
singer. And she was just like, hey, like, she was like this blonde girl. And she genuinely...
Still get the $50K?
Yeah, they gave her $50K. And she still got $50,000 to make a record as well. Never obviously did it. Yeah. But it's funny because like at the end, like I was rewatching the finale, like the last 10 minutes, and it's like, she's like, I just signed my first autograph, and it's like the first of millions. Like me and Britney Spears, we're gonna be making a song together. And like the two like runners up, one guy's like, honestly, that's fine. I get $10,000 and I'm gonna go visit my fiance in Germany. We're gonna get married. Like he was fine. The third girl was like, yeah, if it's a contest of who's the worst, it makes sense that Jamie won.
That is funny. Well, yeah, because it's like, don't they catch on if they're with a bunch of people? Like, don't they notice that everyone else sucks?
I don't know. I mean, if you're dense enough that you don't realize that you're bad.
True.
Then
I would just think that's a sick joke if I won a singing competition. I'd be like, there has to be a joke. Like, that's not it. So they only made one season?
Yeah. I don't think, like, after it's on TV, you can't really do something like that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, like, I watched it live. I fucking loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
That is so funny. This one's not on my list, but, like, the worst driver in Canada. Remember that
I've
show?
seen it a couple of times.
I feel like that was my childhood. It was always just, like, randomly on. It was, like, the worst show ever.
I mean, I remember watching it, like, a couple months ago, like, coming across it on cable at Steve's parents' place, and I was like, I can't even do that. Like, they're making them, like, reverse, like, and go, like, zigzag. I'm like, I can't even fucking do that. Like, how is that fair?
That's so true. But those, I think I would have enjoyed that if that was on the air. I probably would tune in.
All of the episodes are on YouTube.
But I would feel really bad, and I can't believe that's what they told the audience. I know. That's, like, sick.
All the episodes are on YouTube, though.
Okay, I will be checking this out.
But it's so cringe. I can't watch, I think we've talked about this before, when you want me to watch Gilmore Girls, I can't watch something that's in square shape. Like, my mind is fucked by widescreen. But I just immediately, like, the clothes. You know who was one of the judges? Vitamin C. You should have known something was up when Vitamin C was the judge.
Vitamin C?
As we go.
Yeah. Oh my God, do you know that Canada Talent is what's that, Canada's Talent?
America's Got Talent?
Yeah, Canada's Got Talent is coming on. No. And they have some crazy judges. Like, I don't know if she's just a guest judge, but I know Bend and Snap.
Oh my God,
what's her name?
Oh, fuck.
What am I forgetting? Wait,
I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, she's
Taking
amazing.
The dog.
Yeah.
It's
like the 4th of July. Anyway, so they have some like good judges, but that's funny.
Okay, you're next.
Okay, this is my last one that like I have not seen.
Okay.
But I have to talk about it. So it was launched in 2014 called I Want to Marry Harry. And it was canceled after 4 episodes. They took it off the air.
As it should be.
Have you heard of this?
I don't think I watched it, but I am very familiar with it.
Okay, so if you're not familiar about this, it's called The Ill-Fated I Want to Marry Harry. It was aired for 4 episodes on Fox, and it was formatted pretty much identically to Joe Millionaire. There was a butler. It was a fancy thing. They were at a castle that they thought was like Buckingham Palace, like very close to it. And basically what it is, instead of promising the contestants that there's a millionaire, they heavily implied that this was Prince Harry and that they were vying for like his love or whatever. I put this on because it's for free on YouTube as well.
Nice.
And it's traumatizingly horrible. And it's like came out after that all the girls were like aspiring actresses from like LA, and it was just like so horrible. But basically they would just do like random challenges that would like that a princess would be or whatever. Like it was so freaking bad. And it was like really weird because like he's obviously British, like Prince Harry is British, but like all these women are American, and so like they were gonna like move there. Like it was really weird. But I guess like a bunch of the women have spoken out since it aired, and they said it was like total manipulation. They would like lock them up in their rooms, and security would stand outside, and like to make him look like Harry, they would drop like Buckingham Palace, like you have to leave. There was like security around him at all times. They never said that he was Harry, but like they just like heavily implied
like
it.
Really insinuated.
And like the first episode, it was so stupid. It was like a masquerade cocktail party, so like everyone was wearing masks, so you couldn't see who he was, and then he took it off, and all the girls like gasped because they're like, oh my god, this is like freaking he actually looks like him.
He does. It's a pretty good lookalike.
The dumbest show premise is so bad, and like I'm sure Prince Harry and Meghan are like suing them.
I think when I first ever saw it, I was like, what fucking idiot would sign up to be on a show to marry Prince Harry? Like, you think he needs a reality show to find someone?
I was just gonna say, you think that he's on,
but then after hearing that, like, they weren't straight up told, like it was just very heavily implied, I guess. I mean, I guess they were probably just saying like, oh, it's one of the royal heirs, and it's like Will Williams with Kate. Well, maybe he was dating with Kate.
So apparently they put out, there's like a photo that he was photoshopped in next to William, his brother, quotations. Like they would just do like the craziest stuff, and it obviously flopped. But like it must be that bad if it was pulled from air 4 episodes in, when they obviously filmed the whole
family
season.
Was probably like, fucking stop that right now.
I'm shocked it even made to air. Like they're so powerful.
That's true.
Like it's just the weirdest concept to me, and I would truly be embarrassed to be a part of it. Like but like that's the thing about dating shows and reality shows, you don't actually know half the time what the title of the show is before you sign up. So like true. That's how what's that Too Hot to Handle? They're always told it's like a new dating show on an island.
Oh, is about that sex. How they always like surprise them?
Exactly. And then they always
wondered that.
And they always film 2 back to back, so you can't see like where the filming locations is, because they do 2 seasons in one place, then the next 2 seasons in like another place, and so they do it like back to back, so you don't know who the contestants are, and like it's not like normal filming time, so they're all tricked, and then it's funny. So
interesting. Wow.
Yeah, really interesting.
Fucking
but that
producers.
Is I Want to Marry Harry.
Okay, here's another one.
Okay,
it's also very short, and I'll beat you. So that one was 4 episodes.
Okay,
and then it was taken off the air. 1 episode taken off the air.
Oh, it must have been. Wait, what? That's actually crazy.
So it's called Who's Your Daddy?
Oh, cute.
So very similar scene to like The Bachelor, where it's like a mansion, luxurious, like really nice. There's one woman, there's a ton of men, except in this case, she's not looking for love. She's looking for her dad. Her biological dad, who gave her up for adoption when she was a baby.
That is sick.
So the episodes.
That is twisted.
So the episodes, she would ask men the questions and like put them through competitions that like would help her figure out who her dad was, because she had heard from her like somewhere, I can't remember where it was when I read the article. She had heard that like he had won like a disco championship dancing contest or something, so they were gonna do like a dance competition, so then she could figure out who the fuck her dad was. Wait,
this is so funny that it was pulled 1 episode in,
and instead of giving like roses, she would go up to the men.
Baby,
I feel
daddy,
like you stole my thunder a little bit.
Sorry,
because yours is way better.
Let me guess. Okay, wait. Who's Your Daddy? Not roses, not like a birth certificate, not a bottle.
No, she would literally just go to them and be like, I think you could be my father. Like, that's it.
You are my father. Like, start with, ew, that is so weird.
So yeah, made it 1 episode.
Did you watch it? I think I need to watch.
I don't think so.
If it's just 1 episode, we should watch it.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember if I did watch it in real time, because that was like around the same time. But in the article it said that like the National like Adoption Association, whatever they're called, but they were literally pleading with them like, do not air this at all. Like this is like so emotionally traumatizing for kids who are adopted. Like don't do it.
That's actually so true. I wonder if he found her daddy though. Like, do we have updates? We need to Google this. This girl, her dad was there. She probably found him and we just didn't know because they pulled it off the air.
Yeah, because they probably filmed it to the end. So I'm sure she found him.
I'm going to the black internet.
Like, the one thing that I'm just like, okay, what happens if you eliminated your real dad? Like they're like, oop, show's over.
And like,
but like it's so like those things are so heavily produced. Like there's no way.
Well, maybe it's like a twofer. Like you find your dad and then you like fall in love with like a sugar daddy.
Ew. Can you imagine? Maybe that's why it was taken off the air.
She falls in love with her dad.
Oh my god.
You're pretty good in those disco pants there, daddy.
Because like, does the dad know? Because that'd be fucked up. Like if the men don't even know who they are. If the men don't even know who they are.
Oh yeah, how does that work logistically?
Like I think like let's say it's 20 and they all gave up babies for adoption.
That's twisted. Because then they're hoping that's their daughter, and oh my god, ew. No, I'm happy.
Well, it's like even like what was it? Was it like Maury? Like all those like paternity tests, like they would sometimes bring like it would be like a 20-year-old woman. Right. She's like, I'm trying to find my dad, and then she'd bring a guy, and they'd be like, he's not your dad, and they're like, well, I've already forged this relationship, so.
Oh God, that is so crazy. I loved Maury. It's sad, but
it was good for a while. But you know what I like, that it's fucked up in today's standards. Okay. But do you remember when they would have trans people, and then they would have it would all be women or trans women. Okay. So the women would come out and then you would have to guess if they are biologically male or female. And then they would always have some kind of crazy way of doing it. Like for example, like they would walk out with an umbrella and then everyone would like be guessing. So like the entire crowd's like, she's a man, she's a woman, like all this stuff. And then like she'd have like a pin, then she'd break the balloon, then it'd be like blue. And they'd be like, it's a man. What? Okay. Fucked up.
That is
But that was like low-key as like a dumbass kid, like not realizing how bad that is. I was like, that's so entertaining.
It's funny to think like what would fly now that has been already on air, you know, like produced content, like canceled. So like that would never fly today.
That's true.
That's so crazy.
I mean, even like, I think we've talked about like talk shows in the past, like Jenny Jones talk show, like where they were like, oh, like this person is gay and they want to come out to someone who's straight. And like at a time where like it wasn't as accepted as it is now, we still have tons of problems with that.
Totally.
But like even like this was like the 90s.
Well, someone was like killed over that.
He killed him. Yeah. And then he killed himself, I think.
Yeah.
Because he was so embarrassed and like heckled by people he worked with because he wasn't gay. But everyone was like, oh, like you must be if he likes you. Kind of thing. And then so yeah, he just fucking went nuts.
Well, that's the issue with like producers. Like Bachelor has always been in overheat for it because like they're so manipulative to get the shot or get the storyline that they'll just like produce your life basically on these shows. So it's like when we say heavily produced, I'm like, that's heavily manipulation and like you're screwing with their mental health. Like
I do feel bad for the people who were on shows like in like the early 2000s because like they didn't know that, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't as heavily produced back then. Like maybe it was a little bit more natural. But like one of my talent at work, like she made it to like one of the last rounds of The Circle, and she was like gonna be on the show, but then she got the vibe like in their questioning that like they really wanted her to be someone that she's not, and she's like, I'm not about to paint myself as like the villain. So she was like, count me out.
Wait, I love The Circle, but I couldn't get into the latest season.
I don't watch it. I tried watching it.
It's rough.
Most of those Netflix reality shows I can't watch.
They're bad. Those are the shows that I like to watch like in bed, like right before I fall asleep, like while my phone is in my hand, I'm watching TikTok. Like I'm not really watching it, so I like it, but not that bad.
I'm a Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules only type of bitch.
Okay, I'm like across the board, like whatever reality TV show you want. Like the MTV The Challenge is probably like one of my favorite shows of all time.
Never seen it. Maybe I should give it a shot. What do they do?
It's okay, so you know The Real World. Remember The Real World? 7 strangers living in a house. Yeah. So then they turned it into like a challenge thing. It was called like MTV Road Rules and then The Challenge. And so basically these people from the Real World franchise would come and just like come into a house and compete in like these crazy challenges to win like $1 million. And it's like grueling challenges.
So, like, what makes it different? Like, what makes it like...
No, it's just like, because it has the best balance between like challenges and then like drama, because they get drunk every night and they party, and there's people that are like married with babies on this show, and there's people that have like divorced and cheated, and like they cheat on the show. Like, it's the best combination of like challenge, love, drama. Interesting. Highly recommend.
Do you watch Big Brother? You watch Big Brother?
Heck yeah. Are you watching Celebrity?
No.
Lamar Odom's on there. I'll talk about this at a later date.
I heard that he pooped the bed.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I'm behind. That's exciting. Did he do that? I can't wait to watch that.
It was like all over social media. He literally is in the bathroom and he's like, yeah, I pooped the bed. And they're like, what? So he's like literally going to clean up his shitty bed.
Wait, what the freak? I feel really bad for him, but I'll talk about this in our monthly recap that came out before this episode. Okay, so mine is one that I watched. It was only one season. I watched the whole thing. I remember me and my sister were so excited, and this is the reason why I think females are fucked up today. Okay. It's called Bridalplasty.
I'm familiar.
Are you familiar?
I fucking love that show.
So if you're unfamiliar, it was on the E network, which like they're infamous for like their crazy reality shows. It was launched in 2010. Basically, the premise is like a bunch of like fiancés, like brides, to be battle for plastic surgery procedures for a celebrity style dream wedding, and like they get to do a roster of their wish list of like procedures, and if they win every week, they get to do, if they're the winner that week, they get to do one procedure, and at the end, if you're the ultimate winner, everything on your wish list is done and you get your dream wedding.
And I think each of the challenges as well, like if it was like a floral contest and you got all of your flowers provided, like so even if you weren't the grand winner, then you got like other prizes.
Correct. So each week the contestants will participate in a wedding or relationship theme challenge. And each girl has their wish list. I just want to run through the winner and like what she had done, because it was like quite hefty. So her name was Allison Donovan. She won the only season, which included a brow lift, liposuction of the chin, jowls, cheeks, a breast reduction, a breast lift, a tummy tuck, laser skin resurfacing, and liposuction of the inner thighs, outer thighs, and arms.
Jesus.
So she's a new person. And actually, like her before and after photos, I'm like, oh, this is a lot of work.
I remember watching it and being like some of them like just still didn't look that good.
They didn't look that good, and that was like so weird, because like at the end of each episode they would go in for the procedure and then like they would recover at the house. Like,
there was like a separate room. But what I found interesting is like if you picked a really invasive surgery to like start with, then you got to just coast for a couple of weeks, because one person was eliminated every week or something. Yes. So it's like if you you picked your most invasive one, you were there for like 2 or 3 weeks recovering, and then you just got to let 2 or 3 people leave.
That is crazy. And like, what are the credentials of these plastic surgeons that are doing this on reality TV? Like, should we trust them? Like, that's so crazy. That's true.
But did you hear about the drama after the show, like a few years later?
No.
I can't remember her name. It wasn't the winner. It was one of the, I think she was like Latin or something. Anyways, she was murdered.
Yes, I read this when I was researching. That's crazy. But I don't think like related, not by her husband, right?
I think she left her husband or like her fiance, and then so it was either that or she had an affair. I think it was that she had an affair, so like he like apparently like killed her, put her in like his trunk, and then like buried her somewhere, and then she was like missing for a few days.
Holy shit.
Before they found her.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show, me and my sister watched it like religiously.
Me too. Me and my sister, like, really funny. I think my mom too. It was just so like addictive, because like shit like that, like you just want to see the like drastic before and after of everything.
Well, it's like botched.
But some of the women on there, they were just fucking hilarious. Like there was like that one like really conservative like Southern belle, and I was like, too far gone, honey. Yes. No amount of plastic surgery is gonna fix that fucking attitude.
So true. And like, again, proving my point of like, if this was on this year, canceled, like it would have been horrible.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing that's fucked up with those shows, like Extreme Makeover Home Edition, like they all is like, you're like, wow, oh fuck, I should have done Extreme Makeover Home Edition, because that had a lot of fucked upness to it as well.
Did it? Because I love that show.
Well, yeah, because you would get this house,
you have to pay,
and then
you'd
pay the taxes. So it's like like you couldn't upkeep it. A lot of times, like they're built in fucking 4 or 5 days. Like,
yeah, and like when I turn 18, do I want a playground bedroom when I'm 18? Like, no.
It's kind of like Pimp My Ride, where they're like, we heard you like aquariums, so we put 6 aquariums in your car.
That's so funny.
But I think with shows like that, it's like really important that you can't just be like, all right, here's a completely new body and face, like complete body dysmorphia. Like, do you remember that Grey's Anatomy episode? The woman who gets like her face bashed in, and then so she has to get a whole new face, and she doesn't recognize herself, and she has a psychotic breakdown.
Well, yeah, that was like so layered.
Like,
but
it's true though.
No, totally.
Like, if you just get too much, like with those, like you need to have like therapy to like get to the root of your insecurities, because you don't just get plastic surgery and everything's fixed.
No, 1,000%. And so I think like specifically your face, you know, if you have like a facelift, like, so I was actually holding up my eyebrows today because I'm like, I actually wouldn't mind more of an arch, but then I'm like, I look like, you know, Christmas with the Cranks when he gets plastic Botox, like that's what I look like. And I was like, okay, just go natural.
What did I do that did it naturally? Like, oh fuck, I think it was like a headband or something, and I was like, damn, that was good.
I think people look crazy. I know a friend who got Botox for the first time. Like, nerve-wracking.
I was literally just thinking about getting Botox because like it's preventative. Like I'll send you the video on TikTok because I sent it to our friend who we used to work with, who does get Botox here and there. So she's like, she knows it. Yeah. And it was a study of a set of identical twin females.
Oh yeah.
And it was like one who was like religiously getting Botox like over a 10-year course, like just like I think like twice a year.
Yeah.
And the other one, I think, just got it like once in her entire life, and like the difference between them like is crazy. Like the one that got it like didn't age.
Oh, interesting. If I were to get it, and like not anytime soon, it is for my forehead. I don't have wrinkles like you know when people have like the folds, but I have like a weird ridge. Obviously this is not good for a podcast, but I have something about my forehead. But I'm getting Botox in my jaw for my TMJ, I'm pretty sure, here in like 6 months.
Is it covered by medical?
I don't know. I haven't asked that yet, but yes, I'm sure it'll be covered by dental. I'm sure, or medical, because it's like I would only be getting it. But then I'm like, is that going to change my jaw?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Yeah,
probably not. If it's not for like aesthetics, like
no, it's not. It's for literally just to loosen up or to stiffen my jaw. Yeah, something to do with my jaw. I don't know. So I'll let you know.
For your friends though, have you seen the thing on TikTok where it's like a piece of plastic you put on at night?
Yes,
it looks cool.
It does. We should try that.
Okay, on to the next. Okay, so the show that I'm going to talk about is actually very similar to Bridalplasty.
Ooh.
And this is The Swan. And it came before Bridalplasty, so I feel like this was kind of inspired by it. So basically The Swan, I think it lasted like 2 or 3 seasons, but it was like so popular when it came out because it was basically like you took like your average like woman, you know, she's had 2 kids, she looks like fucking haggard or whatever supposedly. But basically they're selected to just get like full extreme makeovers.
Wow.
Like, so, and it wasn't just plastic surgery. So in this one, so each person was assigned a coach, a therapist, a trainer, a dentist, and a cosmetic surgeon. So it's like, it wasn't that they just got plastic surgery and they're done. They were like working out. You worked with like a dietitian to like get your food. So it's like, hopefully something that was more like a long-term thing. Like it wasn't just like a quick fix type of dealio. So the total transformation took 3 months in total. So they were away from their like friends and family. They didn't see anyone for 3 months. They could talk to them on the phone, but like couldn't see them. And the whole time in their like apartments, no mirrors, nothing reflective, so they couldn't see what they looked like, which like
that's crazy.
Alone is a brain fuck.
Totally.
Like I could not see myself. Like,
you know, you never see your true self.
Fuck off.
Okay, continue.
So every episode had 2 contestants.
Okay.
And then so they would have their like big giant reveal.
So every episode takes 3 months.
Yes.
To film. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you see it beginning to end. You see like their struggles. So there's 2 of them, and then at the end of every episode, the judges would select one of them to move forward to the season finale, which would be a pageant, like the Swan pageant.
Oh, that's like, gross. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing is. Like, to be honest.
Very true. Very true. The Swan.
So yeah, so they could be sent to the Swan pageant at the end of the season for a chance to be deemed the Swan.
I want to be the Swan.
Not only was I on the Swan, I was the Swan.
Wait, that's amazing.
So a lot of articles had like dubbed it to be the most sadistic reality series of the decade.
Whoa.
If I'm remembering correctly, like a lot of these women, especially the ones that like made it to the pageant and stuff, because they were like, to put it politely, but like they were like average before, you know? But because like a lot of them actually got really hot, like stunning, they left their families. Like, so a lot, like there was so much drama that came out that like they left their husbands because they were also married to average men, and now they're like, I want high value man, I am high value woman now.
Oh god.
So
that's annoying.
So there was like this huge like thing. I think it happened to a couple of them actually. When I was like thinking of this, I was like, oh, like isn't this the one where the chick got like murdered and then it turned out to be your Bridalplasty show? So just goes to show you can't fix it all with plastic surgery.
That's so true. And like they're so shallow. I'm hot now and my husband's not hot enough for me. Like that's sick. You liked him 3 months ago. You loved him 3 months ago.
I'm honestly I'm not saying what they did is okay, but I can understand how in your head you're an insecure person, and like yes, like although this had a little bit more step to it, or like you have a therapist to work through all your shit, like if you've never had attention from other men and all of a sudden you're getting fucking catcalled, it's really easy to let that go to your head, and you're just like, yeah, I don't need this guy anymore who like treats me like I don't know, like maybe they didn't already have a good relationship.
Very true.
Like
we
you
don't know.
So that is The Swan. I watched it.
I was gonna say it sounds sadistic, but like I'd tune in. Yeah.
Did you ever watch like Extreme Makeover?
No.
But I don't think I watched Extreme Makeover like the People edition, but I don't think they got plastic surgery. I think that was kind of like a what not to wear situation.
Oh,
like
I loved what not to wear.
Me too.
And like, you know, that's true. Like they actually got rid of all their clothes.
Good.
Like that's great.
Disgusting.
But like the crime of it all was Stacey's skunk line in her hair.
I was gonna say I liked it.
Okay. I don't. Just kidding. It's kind of like
it was ahead of its time, okay?
I was gonna say it's like the money piece now.
Yeah, but it was just one.
No, I know, in gray. Like it was weird. Like, if it was another color, like maybe. I mean, she pulled it off, and you know, it was her signature look. Like everyone knows exactly who we're talking about if we say it. So you know what, Stacey, good for you.
I guess that whole show concept was actually pretty good. It's like let us teach you how to dress. And then you go shopping, and then
they help them with their confidence, and they actually help them like the root of like why they've given up on their lives. Like, it's good. I liked it. Okay, the next two that I have, I'll only say one, but like they're pretty short. But Extreme Cheapskates on TLC.
Love that show.
When I tell you, I binged that like 6 years ago, maybe like 5 or so years ago. I went up to my cousins and it was just like a rainy day and we're like, what do we watch? We randomly put this on and we watched all seasons like within the weekend. It was so good. So basically, obviously the concept is like just documentary. Every episode there's like 3 cheapskates of like how cheap they are in their lives and like how it's like ruining their relationship. And I remember like from memory 3 crazy like things that they do. Okay, so this one guy, which is actually kind of smart if you don't care about like germs, but to go to the movie, he would obviously pay for his ticket, but then he wouldn't buy popcorn and pop, but he would go to the garbage can and get out the large bag to get the refills.
Smart.
Which I'm like, it is smart if you're super cheap, but disgusting. And now they don't do refills at movie theaters anymore.
I think it depends on the package, but I think also in Canada, I don't think we ever really had that.
We did large because my mom. Okay, so like my family, we would go Toonie Tuesday. Tell us Tuesdays now.
Yes.
You'd go and we would always go every Tuesday, and my mom would always buy a large bag of popcorn, and like her and my dad would finish it before the movie started, and then refilled it for the movie because it was like their dinner. So I know that we had refills because my mom would do it every time we got there. But that was funny. Okay, another one. This guy was reusing paper towels. Nothing crazy, but that is so weird.
I think I've seen the video of him like he hangs it up in his shower.
Yes, and like in his, like all around his kitchen, and I'm just like, dude, buy some more paper, or just like don't use paper towels. Like get a rag. Yeah, it's just like that's cheap, you know. And then the last story that like blew my mind. So this girl, she like dumpster dove for everything, food included. So she would dumpster dive like behind like restaurants and be like, oh my god, they threw all this stuff out. And I think it was her boyfriend, not her husband. Like it was just whatever. And he would be so disgusted, which I'm like, why are you so with her? I have limits. If my boyfriend was dumpster diving for his food, we have to break ties. But anyway, so he was just like, would never try it and blah, blah, blah. And so they had like this couple over for a dinner, like a double date or whatever. And she cooked from dumpster food.
Is this the Asian chick?
I don't remember. It could be.
I think I've seen the one that you're talking about.
Okay. And so then they're like eating. They're like, oh my gosh, whatever her name is. Like, it's so good. It's so good. And she goes, isn't it good? It's like from the dumpster. And they all just like start spitting out their food. And they're like, what the hell? It truly would be disgusting.
Do you remember the episode I watched where there was a guy who he's like, I feel like going on a vacation. Mm-hmm. So he, like, you know, sometimes when you're talking to someone, you're like, oh, if you're ever in the area, like, feel free to like stop by, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he calls someone that's like a few hours away from him, I guess. And he's like, oh, remember when you said I come, like, can I crash on your couch? And the guy's like, I vaguely remember that. So then he bicycles because he's not going to pay for transportation. I don't think he owned a car, so he's going to bicycle to this guy's place. It's going to take him a couple hours. On the way, he's like, he told the guy, he's like, I'm going to make dinner as a thank you for letting me stay with you. So he stops off at a fucking market, like one of those outdoor markets. And because he's a cheapskate, fish heads. He buys a bag of fish heads. And then he's like, also, I think I should show up with a gift for like their kids or something. So he literally gets a bunch of trash and makes like a plastic purse for like the daughter or something. Remember this.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's the fish heads that got me. I was like,
like, no. What is it, like fish stew? Like, that's disgusting.
I think that's what he made. Yeah, disgusting.
Ew. There was this one guy that he would always, his like girlfriend would nag him to be like, take me out for dinner. Like, take me out for dinner. Like, why? Like, you're so cheap. And he's like, fine, I'll take you out for dinner. They go for dinner and he walks around and asks people if they're done with their meals and takes their left, like with like a big bucket and just like puts it in and like made a meal for them. Like,
that I will never understand. Unlike, I wonder if these
are real,
like the people who are like the couples, I wonder if they're like, I know they have a lot of money. I'm riding it out.
That's
because if they're not fucking spending it, it better be saving it.
Well, that's a thing for me. Like, I don't, obviously this is reality TV. We don't know how much of it is real, but I'm like, that is such a deal breaker for me. If I went out to a restaurant and he asked someone if they were done with their food and take it, I would not give him a second chance. I would be like, goodbye, sir. But these people stick around. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it has to be produced to a certain degree. I mean,
it has to be.
The stats that irritate me the most, though, is when they're like, because I don't use my dishwasher, I save $30 a year. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Spend the $30.
Spend the $30.
Like, frick.
I mean, $30 seems like a bit of a stretch for an entire year.
But I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I'm just like, what is your time worth?
I think we've talked about this a couple times. Like, we're very much, we'll spend the money if it's like more convenient. 100%. Like, it makes life more convenient or like whatever. So
I'm just like, I want to understand the backstories of these people, because I think, like, you know, I've seen a couple episodes where they're like, I was in extreme student debt. Like, sure. I mean, I think there's like a healthy balance in there, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But it just makes me think, like, obviously, like I can speak for my grandparents' generation, but like, you know, they came from like communist Hungary. They're like, we need to like save every penny because they, you know, it can be taken away from you at any moment. Like, you need to save it, kind of thing. So I don't know. Yeah,
it's a mind F, and these people are obviously to the extreme, hence the name Extreme Cheapskates.
It's a good show, though.
It is so good. Like,
honestly, there's so many clips that I come across on YouTube, and I'm like, yes.
It's just cool. Like, TLC just knows how to do it.
Yeah. TLC's fucked, man. Yeah. Okay, so my last one is this new show, and this was the inspiration of today's episode. So it's a new show on A&E called Adults Adopting Adults.
It's weird.
Have you ever heard?
No.
Okay, and you haven't seen any of it?
No.
Okay, so the whole idea is obviously different situations, so it's like different stories obviously going on, but the one that's like fucked up, because all the other ones you're like, okay, sure, I can kind of see that, but this one, it focuses on, it's a husband and wife, Christy and Danny.
Okay.
Right off the bat, Danny is the biggest perv you'll ever meet in your life.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Okay.
So basically he's like, they don't have kids, they don't have any kids, and he doesn't have any siblings. They didn't really say if the wife had any, but he's like, I don't have any family. Like, he just wants someone to love, kind of thing.
So he's like gonna adopt a brother or something. Sorry, continue.
So he basically finds this girl in like a chat room. Her name is Ileana. She's 20 years old and she's pregnant. And I I don't understand when people are always like, I met them in a chat room. First of all, where are these chat rooms? Like, where are you going?
Seriously, if this is a new series, what chat rooms are we on?
Yeah, I don't know if they just like didn't want to say Facebook or whatever. I don't know. But basically, she made a post being like, her father had died, and so she was kind of like on the edge of being destitute, like in Austria. Sorry.
Right. Okay.
So he found like he saw her story, and he just felt like compelled to reach out to her and like help her because like since they couldn't have kids of their own, they don't have kids, no big family. He's just like, this is what I meant to do, kind of thing. So before this happened, he actually learned about adult adopting when an 18-year-old girl had come to their home to adopt like a puppy. I guess they were selling them.
Okay.
And he learned that her dad also passed away, something like that, or like she was just having like a really hard time. So like he just like really wanted to help her, but then he says that he couldn't pursue that because he ended up having feelings for her.
Ew.
Yep. He's like, well, she was a very beautiful young lady, so I ended up getting feelings for her, so we couldn't pursue that one. And like the poor wife is just sitting there like just trying not to fucking kill herself. Like,
sorry. Oh my god. No, truly, like if that was again, why the ever are you with this loser?
It's fucked up, man. Well, that's the producers asked. They're like, "What do all of your friends have to say?"
Seriously?
She's like, "They think I'm fucking nuts."
Yeah.
And she states, she's like, "He's been unfaithful in the past," and I'm like, "What is wrong with you?
Get out."
So they're going to the airport to pick the girl up, and so they want to make like a sign, and just like his weird jokes like give me the ick.
Okay. Ooh, the ick. I hate that.
Like, he's like, what do you think we should write on the sign? And the wife's like, I don't know. He's like, how about welcome to Ohio, where's my blowy?
Ew. What?
Disgusting.
But like, are you supposed to adopt them like not in a sexual way?
Yeah, so I think the reason why it's like there's actually a legal adoption involved is like if you're thinking about like legacy, like then this is like your child, they inherit everything as if they were a biological child.
Right, so he's asking his biological child for a blowy. In the minds of, in theory.
So like the wife, okay, so I tried to watch the first episode.
Okay.
Like this is all just from the first episode, but basically the wife is obviously like
down.
No, she's like, she's scared. So instead of, she's like, I'm not comfortable. Like, this is a stranger. I don't want to let her sleep in the house.
Fair.
So they bought like a trailer, like a pretty decent trailer, to be honest, and put it in the backyard. And they're like, we don't even want her to have a key to the house or anything. Well, this is all the wife. The husband's like, whatever.
She's our child.
But he basically, like, the husband is like saying, like, I'm really afraid to be attracted to her. And I'm like, you're fucking disgusting, man. Like, the whole thing is weird. So that's as far as I got on that storyline. Okay. So, like, that is just a weird storyline. The other storylines are a lot of people who were like adopted and didn't click with their adopted family. Okay. So like now they're like seeking out, like this one woman, she's married, she has 2 young kids, and she's like, I think her adopted dad passed away, and then her adopted mom was like not really there. So she really wants grandparents for her kids, and her husband's parents aren't. So like some of the reasonings, I'm like,
but like why did they adopt like just pick another, I don't know, that's so interesting.
But like a lot of these stories like do cross over into a weird sexual place. Like there's this other couple who a woman is still, this is her like second or third marriage, and she is still in contact with her stepdaughter from her second marriage, and they had done a very similar situation where they adopted an adult, and it was a woman as well, and that woman ended up having an affair with her second husband, and they're like still together.
Ew, it's like what's the famous director that he's now married to his adopted daughter?
Woody Allen. Yeah.
It's just like really sick because like adoption is there for people who cannot or want children but don't want to have it or can't have them naturally. So it's like there's nothing sexual about it. You're adopting them to be in your family. You are the parent figure, and then you're going to go ahead and sleep with them. Like that's actually sick.
It's fucked up.
That's really fucked up. That show shouldn't exist.
I think like you see a bunch of really like vulnerable people, and they just like fucking take advantage of it.
They just prey on them.
The whole thing is really fucked up. So I put the overall theme is the older adults have no families or kids, or they're empty nesters.
Okay.
And really just want, because the same woman who was like the pseudo grandma for those 2 young kids, she's like, we have 3 biological children. None of them have kids, and I just really want to be a grandma and like spend my time with kids for someone who needs them.
Okay.
So, and like to be honest, that one looks like an okay, healthy relationship.
I'm sure there are some okay, healthy ones.
Yeah, but the daughter, like her relationship with her adopted mom is like really fucked up.
Ugh.
Because I think legally she has to be emancipated from her adopted mother to then be legally adopted by that other family. So it's like,
oh, that's weird.
It is really weird.
It's so weird. I kind of want to like just watch the season finale just to see like where everything like lands.
Yeah, I don't know. The clips are all over TikTok. That's where I saw it. Like I watched the first one. I was like, are you shitting me?
Are you shitting my dick? I love that. Okay, my last one is very similar as it's on right now. Like it's a present time crazy reality TV show. But it's a crazy reality TV show that I can't stop watching.
Oh, God.
Okay, it's TLC, obviously. It's called I Love a Mama's Boy.
Okay.
And basically, it just, like, it follows 3 different couples and, like, how the son's mother, obviously, or the boyfriend's or fiance's mother is, like, involved in their life. And these mothers are insane, but also, like, the sons are insane, too, because, like, they're a mama's boy. So, like, they love their mom as equally as their, like, wife or fiance. Like in the first like 2 episodes, like Valentine's Day, and like all of them want like their mom to be involved in the Valentine's Day celebrations and like go for dinner. And it's like one mom hates the girlfriend, so he's like trying to like, I don't know, she's just like
fix things.
Yeah, trying to fix things. But there's like a couple of moms that are actually insane. Okay, so it was Valentine's Day, so they went. So the mama and the boy went shopping for lingerie together for his girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And the mom bought the same robe as the girlfriend.
Stop.
And he was like, oh my God, okay. So it was really disgusting. So like there's 2 mannequins. There was one like really sexy lingerie that was like cut out and like another one that was conservative. And the mom was like obviously went for the conservative one. And the son was like, oh no, I think the other one's like really sexy. And it's like going to go with my girlfriend's body. Like she'll love it. I'm like, disgusting. The clerk was like, ew, I've never seen a mom come in with their son to like buy lingerie.
She got the ick.
Yeah, she got the ick. And so then he was like, hey, we want to go that one. And I want to get like a matching robe. And then the mom was like, oh, I have the same body type. Like I can try it on for you. She does not have the same body type, but she just tried it on. And she was like, oh my God, this is so pretty. Sorry, excuse me.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
But so she's like, oh my God, this is so pretty. And then he's like, oh yeah, it looks so good on you. And then I'll buy it. Like, so gross. And then there's this other mom who's like really controlling with her son about like how much he eats. Like he's like super fit, but she was like, you need to eat really healthy and like don't spend your money. Like she's really controlling. So they went out, all 3 of them, like the boy, the girlfriend, and the mom went out for the girl's birthday to buy her jewelry. And he like, I guess has a lot of money, so she was looking at this like $1,000 earrings or something, and she's like, oh my God, I love it so much. And he's like, yeah, like I'll get that for you, like no problem. And the mom pulls him aside and was like, that's too expensive, like you should look at something like the $400 range. So he was like, you know what, you're probably right. The girlfriend had no issue. She was like, yeah, for sure, if that's too expensive, like totally fine. Finds like this bracelet. And the mom, she was like, well, I get something too, because like, you know, you got to treat your mom right. And so then he bought like a $900 thing for his mom when she was like, you can't spend that much money on your girlfriend, but you can spend it on your mom.
I honestly didn't think you'd be able to take the cake on my adults adopting adults. That's so fucked
No,
up.
but you need to watch the show. Like it's on Discovery Plus. Like actually, it's so entertaining. Like my cousin and her husband are obsessed. Like they just binge watch it. Like they're done on season 2 already. And okay, wait, there's 3 more storylines that I wanna go through. So this is a direct quote from the mother. We go on dinner dates, just the 2 of us. We sit in a booth and hold hands. Okay. And then oh my God. Okay, so there's like this one couple. This guy's insane. Like he's just like so much of a mama's boy, and this mom is in every decision. Like they have like sleepy time tea every single night and chat 30 minutes before they go to bed. And so like the girlfriend has to go in their room because they all live in the same house. So she like goes off to bed. She's like, fuck this. And then but they're building
sleepy time tea.
Sleep time. That's like their like, yeah. So then they're building a house on their property, like basically like a laneway house. So she was like, to compromise, like you can get your own house, but like still on the same property, so we can like hang out and still be together and be close. So she was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. Like, I don't want to live in your house. I'll like compromise, whatever. I'll live on a laneway house, like whatever. And so like they meet the construction person. And they're going over like rooms and stuff. And she was like, yeah, like we can do like a 1-bedroom. Like that's totally fine. And she goes, no, we need to have a 2-bedroom so I can sleep over. It's
on her own property.
And so the girlfriend was like, you can't just like walk 20 feet to your room. She goes, no, I can do what I want. This is my house. Like I'm building it for you guys. Like every time we have our sleepy time tea, like I'll just want to sleep over sometime.
Shut the fuck up.
She was like, absolutely not. Like, what the heck? And then the girlfriend was like, we're not giving your mom a key. And so he was like, yeah, that's probably okay, fine. Compromise. We won't give the key. And then like she goes to bed and the mom was like, okay, so I know she'll not want to give me a key, but we'll just have to keep that hush hush between us. Like, you're going to give me a key, right? Like, it was just.
Did he say yeah?
He was like, we'll need to talk. He actually stood up for one. He was like, we'll need to talk about that because that's going to be a big issue. But it's really good. And then this other one, there's like their fiancés are getting married and the mom wants to have like a father-daughter dance, which is like totally normal, but she wants it to be like a choreographed like tango because they go dancing regularly together. So she's like, we should do a tango. And it's just like, it's the best show. Like, it's so bad.
I'm gonna watch it, but like, do you know the like psychology behind like mother-son relationships like that?
Is it gross?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because are in any of these situations, is there any like husband to the wife? Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, some of them, all of them.
All of them except for one.
What's interesting is, and this is only from a TikTok, so take it with what it's worth. But it made sense to me, to be honest, because basically they're saying that like when a woman marries a man and then she has a son, if she is not fulfilled in her relationship with the marriage, she will seek that out from her son. Oh, so like if she is not getting the attention and the love, she'll get it from her son, basically. And like that's really fucked up because like you can't break that chain.
No, totally.
And that's where you have like all these like crazy mother-in-law stories, like where they're exactly like that. And like, thank God my mother-in-law is not like that.
Thank God.
She has her own life.
Could do that. Like that's too much. But all the dads in the show like definitely take a step back. Like they're never in it and they're like, what the hell? Like they think she's crazy. Like the mom's crazy.
I mean, as it should be. I mean, that's so fucked up. The lingerie one. Ew, oh my God.
And then, oh my God, she comes out. Oh my God, I forgot. So like that night after she gets her present and like it's like Valentine's Day. So he was like, here's your lingerie, like whatever. And she goes, oh my God, like this is really cute. And like obviously she thought they were going to go have sex. Like she was going to put it on, right? The mom walks out in the robe and was like, hi, like ready for her tea. And she was like,
is this the same Sleepy Time tea mom?
Yeah, Sleepy Time tea mom with the same lingerie.
Oh my God.
She comes out.
This is a double homicide.
I know. So she comes out in the robe and she's like, okay, like what are you guys doing? Like whatever. And then she was like, oh, nice robe. Like you got the same one? She goes, yeah, isn't it so cute? And then she was like, okay, are you ready for the tea? And she was like, you're kidding me, right? Like this is Valentine's Day. Like you just gave me a sexy present and you're just going to go hang out with your mom? And she like walks out and like goes to the room.
Is it like one episode is per storyline or it's a whole season?
Like seasons. Like there's multiple seasons, same characters. So there's 3 or 4 featured on this season and then sign new ones coming the next season apparently.
It's on Discovery Plus?
Yes.
I'm watching it while I eat dinner tonight. This is fucked up.
And I even think like Steve might like it because my cousin's husband like is obsessed. They can't watch it separately. They have to.
He can't watch the stupidity. He'll be like, that's fucking disgusting, and he won't watch it. And he's gonna make fun of me for watching it.
That's so funny.
Damn. Ooh, good episode.
It was a good episode.
I enjoyed that.
That was so funny. Apology of the week.
Crickets. I got nothing to fucking apologize for this week.
Okay, I have nothing to apologize for, but I have a story that I'm like debating talking about. Okay, it's not an apology. I'll talk about it. Okay, whatever. You know, because whatever. Okay, so
Damn.
That's fine. I haven't talked about this. I have not said a word to anyone because I don't think anyone noticed it, but it's something that's been like I need to get off my chest because it has been traumatizing me. But like I know for certain if it happened on a work call and if what happened, like my friend would have told me like right away. But we have like team meetings in the morning and I was hosting one and I didn't realize in the background my vibrator was on the cabinet because it was I guess like
wait, this is on a work call,
work call, and with all my team. Like I manage a team and I am leading the meeting, and my hot pink vibrator is my left shoulder. And I didn't notice until I like logged out. But my best friend's also a manager on the team, so she would have told me right away, because we actually thought we've seen one in someone else's camera and we've talked about it like ever since. And I'm like, I shut my computer. I'm like, I'm mortified, because like, first of all, it never leaves my bathroom or my bedroom. Like it was just like charging. I don't know why it was out there. And I've just like been thinking about it for like 2 months. I haven't even brought it up to my friend, being like, did you?
It was 2 months ago.
And I still think about it. Like, I still think about it.
Traumatic events will do it to you like that.
I know, but I know for certain, because, like, my friend Ariel, like, everyone knows her, she would tell me, she would point it out, like, mid-meeting.
Wait, so did she tell you? She didn't tell you.
No one told me. No. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think anyone knows.
How did you notice?
I noticed because I just
saw
like
you finished and then you turned around.
I saw it in the when I was logging out. I saw it in the Zoom frame. I was like,
was it like very apparent?
Not really, but it was like vibrant pink. Like everyone knows what it looks like.
Oh.
Anyway, like it's not an apology, but it's just like I think I just needed to confess that happened, and like now I feel better because I've been holding it in for 2 months and I never hold things in.
You haven't told anyone? Not a soul?
Not a soul.
You didn't tell Ariel? Like, hey, did you notice?
No, I was too embarrassed. Like too embarrassed.
That's fucking hilarious.
But I've been like thinking about it, like it just like, you know, traumatic experiences like pop in your head like at random times. Like it's been popping into my head. Like, does anyone see my fucking vibrator?
It's always like the work calls, like the random shit. Like the other day, okay, is twat a bad word?
It is. Okay, it's a British bad word.
Shit.
Yeah, it's like really, it's like the C word, but like worse apparently. Did you call someone a twat?
Not them. I didn't say you're being a twat. I said
they are.
I was talking to someone at a PR agency. But like we were dealing with a situation of someone that we both did not like.
Oh my god, a PR agency. That's so funny.
And so I was just like I'm trying to like simplify this. Basically, someone tried to like blackmail like one of my creators essentially. And I was just like talking with like the PR agency. They were just trying to like talk back and forth about it. And I was just like, yeah, like that girl is like such a twat. And it really just slipped out there. And then as soon as I said, she didn't say anything.
Oh, okay,
we were just kind of like shooting the shit. So it wasn't like a super formal thing. But I was just like, I literally never say that. So it was very odd that I used it.
I said twat for the first time today in years.
Interesting. Yeah,
so
like
funny.
I don't use it. Steve kind of uses it, so I think maybe I was
bad.
just like.
I think it's like really bad. I think it's like way worse than C.
It's. I mean, if I was talking to a British person, maybe I'd be a little bit more concerned. But I think like a North American, it's kind of like it's not as bad.
No one really knows. Yeah.
I think if I said, like,
I think you're right.
I think if I said the C word, it would have been a lot worse. It's funny that it's opposite because like the C word in like Australia is like fuck.
I was traveling and I've been called that so many times, and I was like at first offended because I'm like, what the hell? But they're Australian, so I found out the hard way. Yeah. I'm like, they hate me. They call me a cunt.
I was also on another call and I was sipping on a juice box with like a call that was being recorded for business purposes, and then there's just me.
The choices we make sometimes.
I didn't even think about it. Literally, I did it and then I immediately put it down, and then I texted Steve and I was like, I just got recorded sipping a fucking juice box.
Who buys juice boxes?
When I had COVID, my idea was I was like, just get me the Tetra Pak, so then he could give me all the Tetra Paks, put them in my like nightstand drawer, and I could drink them rather than being like, can I have another cup of apple juice?
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that was logical.
So I was just like getting through them.
That was logical. I've never had juice boxes. Like my parents never, like my mom never bought them. Something I've never. No, just kidding. I probably have had juice boxes.
No Capri Sun, no Sunny D.
Nope.
Damn.
I've had it, but not in like my house. You know.
Do you just get water?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a rough life out there. No, just kidding. Every time that my parents would go away, we would get our favorite cereal. So I'd always pick like Lucky Charms or like Honeycomb. Honeycomb was like always my go-to.
That like your comfort.
Yeah, and then when
we're leaving, here's your favorite food.
Yeah, like you get to pick your sugary, because we were only allowed cereals under 8 grams of sugar. Like that was how we could pick it out. And so when they left, we can go above 8 grams. And I picked Honeycomb.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. I think this is tuning out to be a very lengthy episode, so we're going to call it a night.
Yes. Thank you for listening.
Toodaloo.
Follow us. Bye.
Bye.